It's Mardi Gras. Well, no, it's Chinese New Year. Which is it? I'm Joseph. This is Input English. I'm recording this video on Mardi Gras, or Chinese New Year. This year, 2026, these two dates coincide. Chinese New Year is based on one calendar system, and Mardi Gras on a different calendar. And every 3 to 20 years, Mardi Gras coincides with the Chinese New Year. 3 years from now, in 2029, it will happen again. I figured that these two holidays that coincide today would be a great opportunity to create some comprehensible input for you. Holidays are interesting topics, so let's see what we can find to talk about that will be interesting and useful to you for comprehensible input. When I was growing up, I was not familiar with Mardi Gras, and I was not familiar with Chinese New Year. These holidays were not part of what I was taught as a child. I learned about them as an adult. Let's arbitrarily start with Mardi Gras. The words Mardi Gras in French mean Fat Tuesday. What's that all about? It's related to Lent, and it's an old tradition that came to the United States from Europe. Many European countries have a lot of Catholic Church influence in their culture. For many centuries, Lent was observed, that is a period of fasting that went for 40 days prior to Easter. Since Sundays don't count for fasting, the beginning of Lent is typically 46 days prior to Easter. The date for Easter was set by the church, and it was related to the solar calendar and the lunar calendar. The date for Easter is the first Sunday after the first full moon after the vernal equinox. No wonder I never knew when Easter was as a kid. Growing up, a lot of the holidays that we observed were fixed on the calendar. I could understand New Year's Day, that was January 1st. Christmas was always December 25th. The 4th of July was easy to comprehend. But for me, growing up, Easter was always a mystery. I had no idea how they chose the date. It just showed up sometime in the spring. Now, as an adult, I know that it is fixed by the first Sunday after the first full moon after the vernal equinox. 46 days before Easter starts Lent, and that is a time of fasting. When I grew up, in my childhood, my family didn't observe Lent, so I was unfamiliar with this practice of fasting until I got to school. At school, they served fish on Fridays. I asked my parents why we had fish on Fridays, and they explained that that was part of Lent, the avoidance of red meat. In Europe and in the United States, it is common for the carnival season to be immediately before Lent. In Germany, for instance, I am told that the carnival season starts at the 11th minute of the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, and then goes until Lent. In other countries, the carnival season starts after the New Year and again extends until Lent. The most common context in which we hear about Mardi Gras is New Orleans. New Orleans is an extraordinary city on the Gulf Coast in Louisiana. It has a long history. It was started by the French, and French culture in that area is still prominent. So in this context, Mardi Gras means Fat Tuesday. That is the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday, and Ash Wednesday marks the beginning of Lent. However, in reality, Mardi Gras is not a day, it's a season of several weeks of festivals, parties, parades, and merriment. Some people choose to go to New Orleans to participate in the party atmosphere of Mardi Gras. I have never done that. I think temperamentally, I'm not drawn to that kind of activity. It's fun to think about and learn about, but I don't really want to participate personally. Over the years, it was common for us to go to New Orleans for a professional meeting. Not every year, but from time to time. And that meeting was frequently immediately after Mardi Gras. You wouldn't want to have a convention in New Orleans during Mardi Gras because the people attending the meeting would have a rough time getting accommodations. Hotels and restaurants are heavily subscribed during Mardi Gras. So when we visited New Orleans after Mardi Gras from time to time, we would see a little evidence of the festivities that had gone before. We typically stayed in the Garden District, which is to the west of downtown. Walking in the Garden District, we would notice small strings of plastic beads hanging on fences, hanging from trees, or just laying on the ground. These strings of beads were thrown during the festivities of the Mardi Gras celebrations. I very much enjoy visiting New Orleans. I told a story in a previous video that after Hurricane Katrina, my wife explained to me that we needed to go to New Orleans. I objected, pointing out that they had just had a hurricane and that the city was a disaster. She said, no, not now. After they clean up the mess, they're going to need tourists. They're going to need people staying in their hotels. They're going to need people eating in their restaurants. And we should help them by going to New Orleans and visiting. We should go enjoy all that it has to offer. We did just that. Months after Katrina, we went to New Orleans, and we've been back many times. We typically avoid the time of Mardi Gras, recognizing that a lot of people value Mardi Gras as a great festival and celebration. I find it's just too much. I'm not drawn to the crowds. I don't drink alcohol. I'm not really a party animal. And so for me, Mardi Gras would be a great time to avoid New Orleans. I'm not critical of people who like that festival. It's very popular, and as we've said before, to each his own. When we visit New Orleans, we like to enjoy the food and the entertainment. On the river in front of the French Quarter, there is a riverboat. You can buy tickets and take a cruise up and down the Mississippi River on a real riverboat. We have done that. They typically have live music and some food to eat. It was a wonderful experience. It is a tourist experience for sure, but it's one that I recommend. I really enjoyed that. There are a lot of different kinds of restaurants in New Orleans. Some are very famous and are quite expensive. Others are less well known. But one thing they all seem to have in common is excellent food, delicious food. There are a lot of street performers in New Orleans. If you go to the French Quarter, you will typically find street performers on Royal Street. I will mention two street performers on Royal Street who you can find online and better understand what they are doing there on Royal Street. The first one is a group called Tuba Skinny. They regularly perform on Royal Street, and they have a big presence on YouTube. If you search Tuba Skinny, you will find a lot of videos published with that group performing. They perform traditional jazz, and they're quite good. The other performer I would mention is Doreen Ketchens. Doreen is a clarinet player, and she was classically trained. As I understand the story, she was influenced by her husband to start performing jazz on the street. As of the time of this recording, Doreen regularly performs on Royal Street. These excellent street performers really add to the experience that we get when we go to New Orleans. So as I record this video on Tuesday, February 17th, it's Mardi Gras in New Orleans. They're having a big party today. But it's also Chinese New Year. Again, I didn't know much about Chinese New Year growing up. I have learned that there is a Chinese zodiac which creates a 12-year cycle, and these years have the names of animals: the rat, the goat, the dog, the horse. The cycle repeats every 12 years. There is another cycle, the cycle of elements. The elements related to the Chinese calendar include wood, fire, earth, water, and metal. These elements change every 2 years. So for instance, years that end in 6 or 7 are related to the element fire. In the cycle of 12 years, the 7th year is the horse. 2026 is the year of the horse, but the element is fire, and so one might say that this is the year of the fire horse. Many people believe that the year of the fire horse is likely to be an exciting, eventful year, a year of change. We will see. In the United States, when we say Happy New Year, we are referring to January 1st. But in the context of Chinese culture, February 17th would be the new year. So today we would say Happy Chinese New Year. Happy New Year. It's a different calendar system related to a different culture. That brings me to something I've noticed. Since I have been learning languages using comprehensible input, I observed that this process really changes us, and that change is noticeable. What I observe is that I'm much more interested in other cultures, other countries, other ways of doing things. I find that I'm far less judgmental. So because I am more interested in different cultures, different countries, and different languages, I'm more likely to investigate these differences, investigate these traditions, holidays, and ways of doing things. Today, here in Northern California, we have a spate of unseemly weather. What's that, you might ask? A spate of weather is an abrupt, perhaps unexpected change of the weather for the worse. Unseemly weather is what most people would consider bad weather. Today, right outside the house, the weather is blowing rain, it's very cold, there is a dense overcast, and even though it is late in the morning, it looks fairly dark outside. The cloud cover is very thick. This is why I'm recording indoors as opposed to being in the park. The unseemly weather is not conducive to being out of doors. I will go to the store today, for sure. I have a shopping list, but for the most part, I will be indoors enjoying a cozy home protected from the inclement weather. So indeed, it is Mardi Gras. It is Fat Tuesday. It's the Chinese New Year. It is now the year of the fire horse. And all of that is true of today, February 17th. I invite comments below. And if you like videos like this, be sure to click on this one next. See you soon.